Okay, I'm gonna try and keep this under an hour. Hopefully, the dog will also be good. It's another one of those examples where I feel like for anybody that's this after the fact, so that they're not wondering the whole time, I should try and state about the title, especially the latter part of it. So basically, what that's about is that, and oh yes, and I also okay, well, two things. Although I've never seen one do this. What that's about is that, as many people will know, this is a shared channel between two people in the house, and sometimes guests and the dog, and basically, just a moment. He gets lots of love, gets all his needs met, but he has this habit, and I'm curious if your dogs do too, and what you think it might be about, of when podcasting or on the phone talking, likes to kind of be very noisy. Also, sometimes at meal times, but not always. Can't remember how many of these we've had today. Wish they made them all the same size. I mean, that's not super thick, but it's bigger. Um, he was pretty good tonight at dinner. And it's not like, well, I guess some people would say it's begging, but it's noisy begging. I don't know. I feel like he didn't used to do it. Also, I'm a little bit confused about this product, which is Bear Vanilla. And then on the back it says whipped vanilla, soft cashmere. Don't know why. Next time I get up, I'll do that. Since we're too bad. I did use much, but to explain the title, and actually I don't think I have to explain this because unless somebody mentions it, I'm not seeing anything. It has a little bit of explaining to do because it seems very flimsy compared to what they usually are. But the title. So and we have a couple of different devices, and this one was kind of in use for the past half hour. I'm hoping that you finish it before 10:30 with what he's doing because Molly's going to be able to focus better with me having the laptop right now. And I have this week. I've been bringing it down like that. And it's just kind of nothing. We're not the coach often, but he. Well, I guess 8:30, 9:30, 9:30, 10:30. Yeah, that's pretty much accurate. True enough. But it's like I don't want to lolly boats, you know. I mean, a routine makes a lot of sense, and I wouldn't want to be up at 4 or 5 in the morning. You still have the rawhides, honey, but I don't know why you're not looking at it. But at the same time, it's kind of like I want to get to tomorrow or something. I don't really know what my appointment's going to be about, other than this trip I'm trying to figure out, and possibly buying a drink from home, like an alcoholic drink. And then Tuesday, I have a group that I'm looking forward to going to for the first time. Surprised this actually isn't showing on the screen because it's quite smoky. Anyway, so the title is because when I came back downstairs and I just got back down here, I told him that it was we have a secondhand cell phone that was donated somewhere, and it kept dropping the connection. Sometimes it's really bad with that, and when it did it, 2 minutes in, it then thought that I was still alive, even though it wasn't connected and actually actively rolling, because I didn't click end the podcast. So that was kind of surprising. And I said, I'm going to try and do it on the computer. But and I did say, if you see one that's more than 2 minutes, that means it's the new one, whatever. But I said, I'm going to try and get rid of that one. But if you can too, then great. But it's on the device that's wonky. So, yeah. So this was just in case he sees this. I put it in caps so that hopefully he'll remember. And I think it should be obvious to most people, but hopefully he'll remember and not get rid of this. Especially if it looks, because it wasn't that long that I came down with the device. Like I say, I'm tempted to not keep this lit. It's just a nonsense, but it's very flimsy, and Yeah, I'm gonna go do something about it. I think because it's just well, from here it might not be too bad. So, Sonny, you've gotten a rawhide. Usually that works. I don't know what his problem is. He's had 3 walks today, I think, or today. No, 2, but he's gonna get another one. It's normal, and sometimes he does. He's fine. So I don't know. So about the title, I decided to do a video where I'm kind of responding to some. I don't actually use Reddit or have. I think it's Reddit or Quora account, and I plugged something in. Sorry, our dog's a bit noisy. Hopefully, he'll quiet down. Um, he's, as I was just saying, just before you tuned in, the only person that's here right now. He left, so whatever. I'm not going to repeat myself. I'm going to take Demarcus's advice. Anyway, I'm going to talk about some of the things that I see here, and I'm curious your thoughts. But what I might do, because if I go quiet, I think he will. What I might do is only read out the ones that and I really have only looked at one so far, which is obviously you think this isn't to me, this is just in general. Sonny, please go lay down. It says, obviously you think your video is good, but you can't expect every single person to feel the same way. Everyone has their own opinion. Again, that was just, I don't use this site. I read on it, but that's about it. And I wish that there was somebody watching, and I guess maybe afterwards, because it does seem like it gets some views afterwards. One got quite a few, and I do have some reading too. But basically, other reading. Basically, well, my response to that, and for this channel, is although there are some topics that I do often, it's pretty diverse. Sonny, you annoying the heck out of me. It's pretty diverse, and so I think there's something for everybody. Although I don't usually show that in the videos, I can be a little bit strongly opinionated, and so that does mean that sometimes it's hard to disagree on certain topics. That doesn't usually come up because a lot of times people think, and and I am, but as far as go, I gave you a thing. You can't be finished it by now. Go away. I could put them up. You know what? I'm actually thinking I might put them outside, but that's if you'll let me. Okay, but I don't think you're going to lay there quietly. That's the thing. All the ashes, I don't know. So that was kind of funny. I want to at least have a few moments where I know that you weren't going to be noisy. He can, he's smart and he's lovely and he's cute and he's cuddly and all this and that. But sometimes he can be annoying and weird. And now, okay. Yeah, so it went here and a bit more door time. It's just we don't have grass. We have an enclosed deck. And plants and flowers and shrubs will be coming up soon. But yeah, he barely got into that stick. But so we have this gate. It's already 9:30, but yeah, we have this gate thing, and I may have mentioned it in one of the recent videos actually, that we put at the bottom of our. It's not on a hinge. It should be maybe, but moments like tonight, it's kind of good that it's not. We put at the bottom of our steps, going upstairs, inside. We started doing it when he was a puppy, and he's 4 now, or almost 4. Because he would get upstairs. Yeah, we could close rooms. For some reason, the other owner of this channel, Glenn, likes to have the one room open all the time. The other, and also we have handles on our doors, which are a little hard to tighten. And they are, the front door, what I've noticed is because the knob is in the way. But anyway, And we've had it happen with the bathroom and a closet where it's kind of like we close it and then we have to do a whole bunch of have to shimmy it or whatever to try and get it open because it gets stuck. He's not as anxious or paranoid about it as I am, but he isn't in general. But sometimes, but basically, so so anyway, we have this gate thing, and I mean, it could have easily happened where I was trying to catch him. Unfortunately, he's stubborn and selective with things like come. The dog with things like telling him to come. But so we have a doorway just around the corner from our stairway, which goes into the kitchen. And hopefully this will make sense without explaining it a whole lot further, because I don't want to, and mostly at the moment anyway. But basically, instead of keeping it at the base of the stairs where it would make it easy for us just to chase each other in circles around, maybe I can quickly show, or at least that part of it, it might help make sense. In circles around the 4 rooms here, I guess, which kind of, like I say, as you can hopefully tell, there was kind of like the center bit. It's almost like a T or a cross company, except more like a T, a capital T. And then, yeah, so anyway, basically, I was thinking he'd come back around the kitchen if I chased him into that room, or I was thinking it would stop him, but what did it do? He came to the couch instead. But now, it's a fairly busy neighborhood. He's barking at things, but he's good. Doesn't hurt him to have some outdoor time. I just noticed a sore on the inside of my mouth, though, like a small one starting. So I don't know how long I'll make this. And I do want to try and get this up. Well, if he's going to 10:30 doing what he's doing, then 10 o'clock's fine. But if it's really successful. But one of the other thoughts that was on here, and he's not left out there being noisy for long periods of time. Usually he's in the house or getting walks. There's a much noisier dog, not super far from our place, that I don't feel has a very great owner. But it's ironic. There's 2 yellow labs, and actually possibly one, and kind of the other one, blind people that live like a few houses away from each other. I don't know, maybe that's specific. Well, I mean, she doesn't do it often in the wee hours in the morning, but I'm kind of used to. But just at the minute communication, it went weird. Look in your stats. Identify where they abandoned the video. What were you doing then? Stop that. Identifying where they stay. What were you doing then? Do more. Well, my thoughts to that are, sometimes it's when I mention there's a corner viewer, but I've also said that I've noticed that I'm just not getting very much each time. I've also said that I'm not saying names because until there's a comment, I don't see them. I also think it's nice to remind people, especially that don't post videos themselves, that what did I do there? I opened this twice, but I think I closed the duplicate. So, okay, good. To remind people that if I intentionally don't select, and sometimes, it's like during live is good enough, and comments come in after it's posted, and that's also good enough. Now it's not giving that updated, but this tab earlier was. Anyway, basically, if it's about anxiety, about your comments showing afterwards, I sometimes don't have it set so that they would. And as far as if it's such a bad thing to mention that, I mean, I'd like your feedback. As far as I'm concerned, it's welcoming. And honestly, to be truthful, I think I should also tell people, if they don't know, that if one or two people watching for long durations, even better if they're liking and commenting, can make a difference. And if I had that, possibly, although I'm in a bit of a habit, I suppose, I possibly wouldn't care what the indicator was telling me otherwise. But I do like to try and be welcoming, and I don't think that's a bad thing, to acknowledge, oh, hey, welcome, we just got someone tuning in. you know. Other than that, I don't know. It varies. I mean, on the previous point, the other thing I kind of wanted to say is give it long enough to truly form an opinion, and then maybe give it a little bit longer just to see if your opinion changes. And that these things are not just for my videos, but of course, got to think of ourselves first, right? Our content first. Um, but as far as uh, identify where they stay, lately there's not a lot of that. Uh, it does seem like the music is maybe more popular, but again, hit and miss. And I like to have the variety. I like to be able to share the other stuff that I do because I think it's special. I think it's interesting, and I hope others do too, and that it's impactful. Um, Recently, um, what was I doing when others stayed? Well, we had a couple people that seemed to be believers in what I was talking about, seemed to maybe even identify very specifically, although there was only the one comment with the emojis, all positive ones. And it's kind of like, I mean, that's not the first time. Well, in a way, it's not the first time that I've done that. I mean, where I kind of was being a bit more random and like didn't otherwise know the you know, uh that was a bit different, I suppose. And I don't know. Also, I'm curious. Well, it's only something to ask if there's somebody watching while it's live, I guess. But if you see the indicators along the top, but other than that, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. But again, I'm open to the feedback. I may or may not follow it, but I'm open to it. Open to hearing it. Based on what this person went by, I don't know how they found the channel, but I'm a little bit wondering why he's gone quiet now. But I mean, this shouldn't be anything to worry about, really. But yeah, we don't have grass for him to smell around. So yeah. Um, okay, there is actually more. I mean, it's really sad and not a great thing that people shouldn't necessarily aspire to. Like this says, most have something happening. Well, every video. Well, yeah, pretty much every video, including of ours, has something happening within less than actually. It says 8 seconds, and there it goes again, and get to some sort of narration about 10 seconds or less. And I'm thinking if people can't give it more than 10 seconds, then and I mean I understand this is not necessarily positive, but just trying to get the bottom of it, really to talk about it, and I mean I don't know when those videos do that, and sometimes it's often. It's kind of like yeah, I started to get very curious, you know, because the people weren't saying. Welcome. So what I'm doing is, but you might be able to have an answer just by the title, is reading. I think it's Reddit comments on a certain topic and kind of saying my thoughts about them. Um, Interestingly, this one says a lot of people click on the video and click watch later and then click off. But I don't know. I've noticed on my devices you don't have to open the video to get it to say watch later. Maybe it happens accidentally sometimes, but this one's interesting. I don't know if I want to read this one part because there's nothing a whole lot I can do about it. I mean, maybe a little bit, but certainly not in the majority of the videos. Although one thing says the audio quality might be poor. Well, I play them back and they're fine on mine, and if they are, headphones or a speaker should fix it. Or the exciting content isn't exciting as the person thinks it is, at least at the beginning. Or your title, thumbnail or title are clickbait. Well, I mean, anybody that's posting on here is going to try and come up with interesting titles. I mean, I don't do a whole lot with the thumbnails these days, except clip them. Just kidding. um, but yeah, I'm gonna have to let him in and hope he starts up. Maybe I'll try re-giving him the thing. I'm gonna try and finish this in the next half hour, but we'll just have to see. I'm not sure I follow this one, but I do know that my neck needs support, and my back. That's the thing about views, though, is that sometimes people aren't seeing the whole thing. If somebody wants to say, "Are you sleeping?" I'll eventually pop up and say, "Start talking." I don't even know how to quantify percentage of it. Might do another one of these tomorrow. It might be a rainy day tomorrow. One of my plans is a meeting at my place. Um, it would only be about an hour though, and then I was hoping to do something I've been wanting to do for weeks, but since I don't drive a car, I'd have to bike. I did mention that in the previous video. Oh yeah, and there's also dogs that look like people. Daniel, Amber, and Brian. Um, um, about how my worker is not allowed to drive clients anywhere, even a short distance, even if they're fine with taking a chance. Either survive and change my mind, which I guess is what they worry, or die. Even if I said it, what if nobody believes them? I guess that's true. Well, I wouldn't be able to get the ride back either, so let's have to see what the weather's doing. I guess we'll only be here for half an hour because uh, then it's about 15 minutes there. We'll be there for another 15 minutes, and that's an hour. So it's really only been 24 minutes. Wow. I don't know why. It's not wishful thinking, I don't think either, although I guess it could be. But sometimes when I look down and then look up, I'm swearing that that first icon is showing a one. Like there's the little head and shoulders thing and then the number. I don't know why I'm thinking it's a one, and it's not because it's got a light, not with this one anyway. It says someone always get the least views on the video and put the most effort in. I was hoping to not open new tabs, but now I'm doing it. I don't know what that means, but I'm just gonna look at a couple of these other ones. This one might be a smaller thread. I can't remember. But luckily, I haven't experienced this because it says for people to basically tell you off because you want to post only what you want on your channel and not what they want shows they have some serious issues. So yeah, that would be true. That's something I wonder. I know that sometimes it says that a video is a fundraiser, and sometimes I'm confused by that. Does it say whether it's monetized or not? Because I'm wondering, and if it does, although you'd think I'd know, I've noticed there's a new setting with that too. Um, I'm wondering if possibly people think, well, if why is this or this person's expecting money? But I think most people know that it's still optional. You know, now I'm noticing my sinus is getting a little bit sore, so I don't want to do this too long. I want to be able to sleep tonight, and I don't really know what I might have that I could take for that. But I'll look at a couple more maybe. Chapstick. This person's saying that when they did one kind of thing, uh, people liked it. When they decided to do something different, but I don't know. I think you know what to expect with this channel. It's spiritual healing, music, mental health topics, popular stuff. I'm gonna turn this off because suddenly I'm hearing it, and I don't want YouTube to get mad. At least the dog's being good. Hmm. I mean, it isn't what we plan to do with it. We also do have business, but so some people may have thought, oh, is this about that? But I think you know, unless it's your daily practice, I think that if it was about the business and people were hoping it was that, I mean, it is true. I mean, I've been on this channel for a while now, but I suppose if I was not the guy that's playing the violin more often, or playing the piano, playing a harp, but even ones where he's in it. Although we did do a music one together recently, and that did a little better. But I don't know. There's not as much to do as there was. I mean, you can, but if I was to be doing it daily, there's just not enough. Not enough to do with just that, and I have other interests. One person was doing something about games, and when he stopped doing that, and they realized that the person was there for the games, not the person. So you give the people what you want, what they want. The more, but how do you know what they want? The more they give you what you want in return, enough money to leave. One thing I wondered if it would happen, but I really appreciate being heard out, communicated with, and this is a smaller, quieter channel. But one thing I do wonder is like if people say, "Oh, I do like that topic, and I'm much more familiar with this person who does it, so I'm going to look at that." Maybe that's happening. And there's a lot of people that apparently like to do a lot of things, and I think the audience can change with time. And when you're not just doing it to subscribe, you're getting anybody, and. So the more that you do things that appeal to anybody, and like I say, I have three pretty big topics that are kind of my main ones. Um, well, that doesn't mean they're fully processing it or even thinking about it. Again, I'm opening more tabs when I'm already trying to work my way up through the tabs. Hopefully, there's something memorable about this, and I want to come back. Obviously, people have to click in, and then that counts as a view. That's always the first thing. Um, okay, I'm going to look at one more, but to me, not so much to Glenn, but to me, I don't really care about views. If they're not engaging with a like or a comment, I mean, sure, it's nice when you never know how your content's gonna resonate or sit with somebody on the other side of the screen, and if it's meaningful in a positive way for them, that of course, could win it meaningful and positive way for both of us, right? It's not only about me, but it's also about me. I'm the one posting the videos, you know. Um, But yeah, so I don't really care too much about views. I'm not an official YouTube food reviewer yet. I haven't done a review in the car. The hour really flew by, but actually, this clock's fast, so I'll go for another 10 minutes, maybe. At the end of the day, what matters, this person says, is the passion that you feel for the thing you made as opposed to its numbers. Because I have a feeling if I get lost in the numbers, I might forget to have fun with it. That's interesting. And then this one says, if you're new at it, read this. First one starts with a bunch of math, and that immediately turns me off because I'm not very mathy. That one's kind of a weird name. Calm _ childhood. I don't know if calm would be the but good childhood. I had a fairly decent one coming that path. He was very curious and very encouraging stuff too. Most YouTubers give up before making it. I don't exactly know what this is connected to. I should, but I don't currently remember. But I do like what they say. Thank you. We all need this at times, especially when you work hard and you're just not seeing the results just yet. And if you're watching at this point, and if you watch us after the fact, then you're still watching, then you know what I'm doing when I'm looking down and why I'm not talking. Also, I need to rest my voice every now and then. That's one thing I could say. Should be notified if it happens, but sometimes notifications do seem to be wonky or not show up. But if someone subscribes to me, I'll subscribe to them. Like for instance, the person that was actually at our house recently and said I subscribe, she subscribed. I thought she did it right then, and she not because we asked either. Like she was just very interested in our content and thinking we should do this and this and this and this. I don't notice that it actually shows that she did subscribe. Right after, well, I didn't look right after, but maybe I should look. I can look at subscriptions. Can you look at subscribers? I don't know. And if you subscribe to other people, then you have to, make sure that you give it time to watch them and actually being interested. Tristan says I quit YouTube for this supposed to do. So then why are you commenting about it then? Just to say something, right? Just to say you're a beautiful onion. Yeah, well, that feeling is good. I've adjusted other videos. Please just recently too, in one or two of the recent, like one or two most recent ones, um, to this date, my feelings about when my content gets longer and will people like that. Feel free to check it out. I think it makes some good points. Yeah, like I don't just like in an actual audience and with a performance or whatever. Um, I don't require a huge crowd. I mean, yeah, I know this is YouTube and stuff. I ain't getting it really a lot of the times, but not all the times, but a lot of the time. But it's kind of like, oh, they say, oh, well, then you show it to 100, and then they show it to 100, and then 1,000, and then 1,000, then 10,000. It's like, yeah, I'm good with 100 or less, actually. I mean, I'm thinking people are seeing the title when they click in, or they're thinking, "Oh, this person looks interesting," or something, and then they click in and they read the title and they start seeing it. Oh, that's not what I thought it was. But again, how much time are you giving it? It's a lot of things. You know what I mean? Virtual can be real. I can't figure out what this person's channel name might be based on the Reddit thing. This person's even saying they put through the effort to edit and make thumbnails, and still, I get that YouTube is a marathon, not a sprint, but I am seeing almost no progress. At the rate I'm going, I might end up quitting out of frustration if this goes on for too much longer. Wish I could find them and check them out. Because I like a lot of stuff. And there was somebody briefly there actually that wasn't my eyes fooling me. But again, I'm not an obvious username to be able to do so with. So it just wasn't. Okay, so anyway, because I know that he's waiting for this, and I don't want to for this device, and I don't want to make this necessarily an hour, and I don't want to keep him waiting. Um, I'm going to rephrase this question and leave this kind of open to. Um, and in fact, I'm going to make a little comment here and say, although I might have to do it afterwards. Can I set? I can, but then I'd have to copy that again. And I'll have the ones already. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up. Just remember the stream, the chat feature.